ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ, ಅವರಿಂದ, ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ.
So, questioning again, what has Sri Ramulu done for the people of Molkalpuru? What has he done for the people of Ballari? He also went on to say that one cannot expect development under the BJP, can only happen when Congress is in power. This is what Siddaramaiah said in a statement to the media.
ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾರಂತೆ ಇವರು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ?
Meanwhile, former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has reacted on B.S. Yediyurappa's allegation on phone tapping. Yediyurappa had earlier said that his phone was being tapped, as was former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. He went on to state, Siddaramaiah did, that he had no idea about this issue. The former Chief Minister avoided questions about the phone tapping issue. This was also a conversation that was earlier had with Kumaraswamy as well, where Kumaraswamy said that if Yediyurappa has any proof of phone tapping, it should be brought to the notice of the government, and the government will immediately issue an investigation order into the phone tapping. Widespread refuting of these charges by B.S. Yediyurappa. Kumaraswamy first refuted, and Siddaramaiah himself stated that he had no comment. Kumaraswamy said he will order an investigation if Yediyurappa produces evidence directing towards this particular allegation. He also went on to state that Yediyurappa must have just mentioned what BJP had been doing during its tenure. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister G. Parmeshwara has reacted on the completion of 100 days of the government that will happen on Thursday, the 30th of August. He said that a review of the coalition's performance was required, and the coalition government will complete a full 5-year term, even if there are those who are trying to destabilize the government. Well, that is what Parmeshwara has stated. The coalition government is on its way to a full 5-year term. Meanwhile, B.S. Yediyurappa had some scathing criticism against the coalition government as it completes 100 days tomorrow. He said that the government's collapse is imminent. He also said that it was not necessary for BJP to try to destabilize the government, as the government itself is in self-destruct mode and will collapse due to internal conflicts between the Congress and the JDS. He also went on to describe the Congress-JDS government arrangement as dysfunctional, and that no development work has been conducted because there is a slugfest between Siddaramaiah, the former Chief Minister, and H.D. Kumaraswamy, the current Chief Minister. He also stated that ministers are not concerned about the welfare of the common man. Big news coming in. Infighting within Congress party seems to have become apparent. That is the big news coming in. Sources indicate infighting within the Congress party, with more than 8 Congress MPs reportedly complaining against KPCC President Dinesh Gundu Rao. A complaint against KPCC President Dinesh Gundu Rao from 8 MPs who complained to Congress State in charge K.C. Venugopal, alleging that KPCC President Dinesh Gundu Rao is sidelining senior leaders in the party. K.C. Venugopal asked the MPs to work together for the party in return. So some semblance of a lack of unity, or at the very least upset members, senior members, MPs even. And this is what has been alleged against Dinesh Gundu Rao. I got Michael Vijay on the phone with me. Michael, here we see a newly inducted KPCC president facing the charge that he is sidelining senior members. Not a very pretty picture painted of unity in the party, if the sources are to be believed, is it?
For about a month or so, he maintained a clean sheet. There was no criticism, there were no allegations against Dinesh Gundu Rao. Suddenly now there seems to have been a lot of criticism against him by his own party members. So it looked like his dream run seemed to be too good to be true. Well, this is part of the challenge of being a KPCC president. But even as he took charge, Nikhil, there was a lot of questions whether he would be able to manage because there were many senior members, senior leaders, people who were much more senior to him, who were also in the running, and they were not given a chance. And Dinesh Kundu Rao was chosen above all of them. So there was a lot of questions raised whether he would be able to manage so many people in the party, whether he would be able to, whether he could diplomatically handle the problems within the party. It looks like the first hurdle he seems to have hit. He seems to have stumbled because now senior leaders are accusing him of sidelining them. But we don't know whether it's a case of sour grapes or whether there is some genuine criticism against him. Because remember, like I was saying, a lot of senior members were sidelined when Dinesh Kundu Rao was given the KPCC in charge. So now that's a question which has to be seen, because there is no real, in the past month or so, when Dinesh Kundu Rao was in charge, there was no real question regarding his administration, his leadership skills. There were no real questions. Suddenly this seems to have cropped up overnight. Maybe there was something brewing underneath, but that did not come to the fore. So the fact that it has now come to light that senior members are unhappy with Dinesh Kundu Rao, it really has to be seen with regard to what decision they are unhappy with Dinesh Kundu Rao. What are the decisions where he has sidelined the senior leaders, whether their counsel was really required, was really required to take the decisions he has taken. So that really needs to be seen. In light of what has happened after he was named KPCC president, I think we need to look at it. We cannot take it at face value. While they may have criticized him, the senior leaders, now saying that they are unhappy with him because he's sidelining them, that really cannot be. We don't know how much weight that carries, Nikhil. Because all said and done, Dinesh Kundu Rao, a young KPCC president, he would have probably taken the counsel of younger people looking into the future. But of course, you cannot count out, you cannot eliminate, you cannot discount the wealth of experience which the senior leaders of the party carry. So there should be some sort of balance you need to maintain. If that is what Dinesh Kundu Rao has done, then it's not right, because the party is facing plenty of problems because they are in the coalition. They're facing a lot of infighting, and there's also the cabinet expansion which is coming up. There seem to be a lot of threats. There seem to be a lot of switching of loyalties which is looming large. So that is the things he has to counter, and it would do well for him to take the counsel of senior leaders. If he has not taken, then that's probably why they felt offended and they did not like what he was doing. But all said and done, Dinesh Kundu Rao is the young KPCC president. He would probably have some young people with him whose counsel he would have taken. But I don't think he's the kind of person who would totally disregard the suggestions of the senior leaders of the party. You can't afford to do that, Nikhil.
Thank you, Michael, for bringing insights. Now, Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy was visiting Ramnagara all through today. He was also listening to grievances of residents of 4 villages in the district. He also has been continuously holding a meeting in Ramnagara and the taluk of Kanakpura. H.D. Kumaraswamy, while visiting, had also the opportunity to engage with farmers and also participated in certain symbolic activities as well. He also took the opportunity to speak over the government completing 100 days, speaking about the achievements of the government as it completes 100 days on Thursday, the 30th of August. Let's listen to what he said.
ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಅವಧಿ ಮೈತ್ರಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಅವಧಿ 100 ದಿನಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸತಕ್ಕಂತದ್ದೇನಿದೆ. ಈ 100 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಹಲವಾರು ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಒಂದು ಗುರಿ ಇಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲವು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಷನ್ಗಳೇನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತರತಕ್ಕಂಥದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಈಗ ಕಳೆದ 100 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೇನಿದೆ. ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ತಿಂಗಳಿನಿಂದ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಮಯ ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಮಾಡದೆ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಪೂರಕವಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
That is what Kumaraswamy said, that this is a time for the government to shine, and has been doing so, and has achieved tremendously much in the 100 days that the government has been in power, while also taking a swing at the BJP, suggesting that all they do is hinder government activity. We'll now slip it a short break. More news and updates are on the other side. Stay with us.
After Team India's victory in Nottingham, get ready for an epic showdown in Southampton. To make it 2-2, Kohli's boys have to rewrite history books. Mission England.
Welcome back. Big news coming in after a day of horrific news from JP Nagar of a man who had gouged his father's eyes out. JP Nagar police have booked the monstrous son Chetan under IPC sections 3431, 504, 326 and 506B. Chetan had gouged out his father's eyes in a fit of rage over property disputes. This is the latest coming in. Chetan was arrested immediately and brought to book in front of the magistrate, and he has since been booked under IPC sections 341, 504, 326 and 506B. These are the sections under which the police has booked him under. Neha Hebale joins me on the phone. Neha, go ahead and tell us in further detail under what charges he has been booked after this horrific incident that took place 2 days ago.
Absolutely. Now, Nikhil, in fact, if we do go ahead and look at the sections under which this man has been booked under, these are, of course, 4 crucial sections of the IPC under which he has been booked, and it definitely seems like it is not going to be a good couple of days going further for him. Now, the fact is, Nikhil, in fact, we have to actually look at each of these sections separately and, sort of go ahead and see what exactly each of these sections really talks about. Now, the fact that he has actually been booked under these 4 sections is only going to go on to prove the level or the nature of the act that was, of course, committed by him yesterday. We did see a very gory act where he did, of course, just go ahead and pull out the eyes itself and, sort of throw them to the ground is what we are given to understand. And it really seems like in the coming days, it is, in fact, going to be not a pleasant couple of days for this man. And it seems like, Nikhil, in fact, if we actually do go ahead and look at the history or the details that we actually have from Tuesday, which is when the incident was carried out, what we are given to understand is that the victim, or the man, of course, whose eyes have been gouged out, has been identified as one 65-year-old Paramesh, whose son had an argument, of course, with him over a petty property dispute. Is what we are given to understand. Now, Nikhil, in fact, if we do actually go ahead and see a little bit of the family's history as well, it is the details that we do have right now is that Parmeshwar, the victim's wife, had passed away last month, and it is ever since then that the father and the son have been having multiple fights over property. They have been having arguments as well, family-related arguments as well. And we are also given, as per our sources, a detail that is that Chetan is reportedly a drug addict and also a womanizer, is what we are given to understand. And the fact is that JP Nagar police have finally taken him into custody, and a case, of course, was registered yesterday, after which today it did lead to him being booked under 4 sections of the IPC. Now, of course, whether or not he will really be able to argue it out in court, and whether, he will sort of receive some respite from there, or whether he will, in fact, just be arrested, well, these are questions that have to really be answered at this point of this point of time. Now, Nikhil, in fact, if we actually look at one of the sections, the first section that he has been booked under, section 341, this is a section that actually deals with the offence of wrongful restraint, is what we are given to understand. So, for example, if a person maybe, say, has the right to pass a road or a place, and the person is not allowed to, that is what this section talks about. Now, actually coming to the other sections, Nikhil, in fact, the other sections, of course, that we did tell you a little bit about earlier, was section 504 as well of the IPC. And of course, Nikhil, whether some sort of action can be initiated against him. Of course, going by the Indian Penal Code, if we are actually going to go ahead and, give you the details of what exactly Section 504 talks about, intentional insult with intent to provoke breach of peace. So this is the second section of the IPC that he has actually been booked under. Now coming to the third and the fourth sections, Nikhil, that is 326 and 506B, very specific sections under which he has been booked. Let's quickly go over, talk you through and tell you what these two sections talk about. Now, Section 326 of the Indian Penal Code goes on to talk about voluntarily causing grievous hurt by dangerous weapons or means. Now, the fact is, Nikhil, that he has actually just gone on, used his hands to gouge out the eyes. It is definitely a very, very gory couple of details that have actually come out to light now. And whoever, except, of course, in the case provided for by Section 335, voluntarily causes grievous hurt by means of any instrument, say maybe be for shooting, stabbing or cutting, will in fact be booked is of course what we are given to understand. And the last section, Nikhil, that is Section 506B, is something that is very interesting and that we have to look at right now. It does, in fact, sort of go on to speak about the act itself. It is, of course, very specific about the incident itself that took place. And what we are given to understand is Section 506B is punishment for criminal intimidation is what. So whoever in the likelihood commits an offense or a criminal intimidation in that matter will ideally be booked. And, of course, action can really be initiated against him at this point of time. But how much punishment he can be given and whether he can actually be, jailed for this act? Well, these are things that will, of course, only come out in the that will only be revealed in the coming days, Nikhil.
Thank you, Neha, for details on the latest from this horrific case that shocked Bengaluru. So this was a case dating back to 2 days ago where a man, Chetan, gouged the eye of his father over a property dispute. He has been booked under severe cases of causing grievous bodily harm. His eye was just pulled out of a socket and thrown across the room. Parmesh is 65 years old, and a horrific act that has led to him being arrested. And he will be facing jail time before being produced before a magistrate for further sentencing. Now, over the last 2 weeks, we have seen a lot of people come forward to help the people of Kerala and Kodagu. In Sandalwood, too, we have seen instances of several celebrities doing their bit for the people of Kodagu. In yet another such case, Sandalwood actor Rashmika Mandanna visited Kodagu and met with people at the relief centres. Rashmika is said to have raised funds and brought those forward to the relief centres. Now, our correspondent Suresh caught up with her. Let's listen in.
Several celebrities have been reaching out to victims of the flood in the entire district of Kodagu, and they have been lending their helping hands as well. Now I have with me Rashmika Mandanna, who's a versatile actress herself, and she's come down to Virajpet, and she's been reaching out to the people today, and she has helped her, done her bit to help these people. Let's just go in and ask her. Where were you when you got the message? How did you feel when, the entire thing happened here?
So when I got the message, I was in Pattaya. I was shooting for a film, and as soon as I got this, I'm sorry, what did you just say? Coorg is flooded, and there was one region where I knew, this flood would happen, but when I saw the videos coming in, when I saw the news coming in, I was like, that's not Coorg. That can't be possible. I was still under shock. And yeah, as soon as I got the message, I called my parents up and I was like, why didn't you tell me? I had to know this news. And then they were like, no, we just didn't want to, put pressure on you as you already have enough pressure. I was like, this is not pressure, this I feel responsible for. So as soon as I got the news, I kind of told my dad and mom to go there, help them out, because even they were in Kodagu. And I was like, what can I do? And that's when we started, my dad held a meeting with the officials, and he got in the account number for my transfer, and I put it up on social, and I started updating people what was happening and what they could do to help. And my friends were in Coog, so they were volunteering for this, and I was like, do you guys need anything? Because I can call up my friends from Bangalore to send you things. And then my friends are like, no, there are not now enough things, but we need money for, reconstruction. And I was like, okay, so what do we do now? And after that, my fan pages also took an initiative, and they got in to raise the funds and all of that. So we've been doing our bit, and I've wanted to meet the people face to face. So I was like, chalo, let's go there. And my dad is like, no, we're not getting the permission to go to the location by the police, because they're like, it's not safe, but we'll do something here, is what the police said. And my dad also is like, yeah, I think that's best. So yeah, that's how we kind of like got in a group of people in.
Right. You were born here, you were brought up here, you grew up here.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that, this kind of situation would come to Coog? Because you have seen Kodagu in a different angle before. You have seen how picturesque and the entire beauty of this place. But now seeing the entire place being flooded like this, did you ever think that such a situation would come?
No, see, Coog is known to be a beautiful place. So every time I'm from Kodagu, people are like, oh my god, that place is beautiful. And then I'm like, oh yes, it is. Never in my life thought something like this would happen to Coog, but now it has. So we can't go back on anything what's happened. We just need to rebuild it in the best way possible. So I think that's what we need to do right now.
Right. Also, you have come down here. You also told the people not to cry, smile more. But at the end of it, we saw tears in your eyes itself, because, you asked them to smile, but at the same time, you had tears in your eyes in the end. What would you want to say?
See, watching people cry, watching elders cry, watching them being sad, this is something I could never take in my life. Like, if anyone was annoyed, I would make them smile. If anyone was sad, I would make them smile. And suddenly, like, the group of people who have gone through so much of hell, and, they're still here. I'm firstly very grateful that they're still, heading their life strong. But watching them cry is something I can't do. Like, I feel responsible for their tears.
Lastly, now that you have already helped, what future? Like, what are you going to do next for these people?
I feel like I'm a mother figure to them. I feel they're my babies. So I think I've taken up the responsibility to look after them till everything in their lives comes back to how it was.
Any message for the people of Karnataka, or the people who have lost a lot of things? Any message you would want to give?
See, right now, I was told by one of the people that a lot of people are in shock. And I think all of us, people from Karnataka, need to let them know that we are by them. People here are asking for help. They've asked enough for help. And if we don't help them, then we are, we're heartless. We're not humans. And I think, first of all, I'd really like to thank the media, because they've been, strong, in help of Kodavas, and for all of this, they've been covering the stories, they've been telling people, and they've been putting out, open hands for help and all of that. And the volunteers, like, constantly they're on, help, and they've been to the worst of the situations, and they've helped the people. And RSS and the, like the Kodav Samaj Bangalore had been raising funds, and they've gotten things, and everyone has done their bit. The police force and everyone is, trying to do their bit. And I'm just glad that people of Karnataka also have taken up the initiative to help them. And I think the better focus we put on this, it's only a matter of time that it comes back to the original state.
Thank you. So this is what Rashmika Mandana had to say. She said that she's always going to be with these people. She's going to lend a helping hand. She's always going to help these people out. Make sure that they are they're back to the same state how they were, and they come out of all of the shock which they have had till now. And she's going to be by their side till the end. With Yugadevaya, this is Suraj for News9 from Kodagu.
Now, Nandamuri Harikrishna, actor and one-time member of the Telugu Desam Party, died in a tragic accident a little while earlier today. He was traveling to Nellore from Hyderabad when his car that he was driving struck a roadside median. Now, TDP leader remains are at the residence of Nandamuri Harikrishna, where all his family have gathered. Actor Rana Daggupati has just come in. And there have been a slew of members of the film fraternity and the political fraternity as well coming in. Here we see Daggupati Venkatesh also coming in to pay tribute. And Director Vamshi has also come in along with Daggupati Venkatesh. Several actors, filmmakers have been coming in. These are earlier visuals of Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, and here we have the Governor of Andhra Pradesh as well. That's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Up next is a special report.
The world is facing an environmental crisis. Large-scale cutting down of trees and mindless deforestation is leading to global warming, raising temperatures all over the world alarmingly. The loss of green cover across the globe, leading to loss of soil cover, demoisturization of soil, and consequent threat of drought. Many environment historians have said that it was deforestation and consequent recurring drought that ended the Mohenjo-daro Harappa civilization. This theory has now been confirmed by a recent study. The study says that the amazing ancient Mayan civilization of the Americas, which took over 1,000 years ago to progress, crumbled in less than 100 years, all because of drought caused by deforestation.
The Mayan civilization is among the world's great civilization which created well-planned cities. The planning was such that these cities thrived and lasted for centuries. But these cities no longer remain. We are only left with their ruins. As civilization evolved, sustainability becomes a problem. Wars, diseases, and internal divisions take their toll. Great civilizations have risen and collapsed because of these reasons. But of late, environment historians have found a new cause of the demise of civilizations: deforestation and drought. But it seems like man has still not learned his lessons and continues to live carrying on his activities as he's used to, polluting land, water, air, and overusing resources without replenishing them. The cycle of destruction takes several centuries. Throughout time, great civilizations established themselves as developed traditions, culture, knowledge, technology, riches, and the raw power. A recent study shows how these epic societies crumble much faster than the time they take to establish. a 1,000-year-old Mayan civilization. The ancient Mayans had their classic period from 250 to 900 AD. It was high time for the powerful and advanced Mayan Empire, encompassing what is now southeastern Mexico,